Μετά το μικρό διάλειμμα, προχωράμε στο δεύτερο μέρος της ημερίδας, όπου θα παρουσιαστεί το πρόγραμμα EpsiLon και την κατάσταση των προσφύγων σε χώρες της Ευρώπης και στην Ελλάδα, μεταξύ των οποίων και η Ελλάδα. Πριν προχωρήσουμε σε αυτό, θα ήθελα να επανέλθουμε λίγο στην ερώτηση που έγινε στο τέλος της προηγούμενης συνεδρίας, σχετικά με τη μη έντονη παρουσία ή την απουσία προσφύγων στο κοινό. Οι οργανώσεις και οι συλλογικότητες των προσφύγων έχουν ενημερωθεί για το σημερινό συνέδριο, οπότε η απουσία αυτή δεν αφορά την πλευρά της διοργάνωσης. Ενδεχομένως να αντικατοπτρίζει ζητήματα ένταξης προσφύγων. Δεν ξέρω πόσο εύκολο είναι οι πρόσφυγες να έρθουν στο κέντρο της Αθήνας για να συμμετάσχουν σε ένα συνέδριο, όταν βρίσκονται σε κέντρα φιλοξενίας εκτός Αττικής. Πάντως, από την πλευρά του πάνελ, πρόσφυγες και ΛΟΑΤ πρόσφυγες θα υπάρχουν και στο δεύτερο πάνελ, θα είναι στους ομιλητές. Υπάρχει δηλαδή, εκπροσωπούνται οι ΛΟΑΤ πρόσφυγες και θα μας πούν για τις εμπειρίες τους. Ως προς το κοινό υπήρχε ενημέρωση για το συνέδριο, οπότε θα πρέπει να αναζητήσουμε τις αιτίες ίσως αλλού. Να προχωρήσουμε στο δεύτερο μέρος με την παρουσίαση του έργου EpsiLon. Θα μας μιλήσει η Ρόζα Χάιμερ από το Διεθνές Ινστιτούτο EARS από το Ηνωμένο Βασίλειο. Αν θέλετε, σημειώστε την ιστοσελίδα του προγράμματος. Είναι www.epsilonproject.eu, όπου εκεί υπάρχουν πολύ αναλυτικά πληροφορίες και υλικό. Και επίσης, σήμερα για το συνέδριο έχουμε τη δυνατότητα στο Twitter, πληροφόρησης μέσω Twitter, στο hashtag EpsilonEUProject. Hashtag EpsilonEUProject. Παρακαλώ τη Ρόζα Χάιμερ από το Διεθνές Ινστιτούτο EARS του Λονδίνου να πάρει τον λόγο.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Imam for organizing this conference and bringing us all together and giving us the opportunity to share this project and the findings of our national research. So without delays, I will start by giving a short presentation on EpsiLon project. Can you please see the slide? So EpsiLon project is a 2 years Erasmus Plus co-funded program being delivered in partnership with among 5 organizations in 5 different countries. So the project coordinated is RRS, the organization that I'm representing here, which is based in the UK, and then we have other 5 partners. Anziana Solo from Italy, Kamomp from Greece, Movize from the Netherlands, and Kordat from Cyprus. So the motivation for this project is born out of the fact that there are rising numbers of refugees and migrants in Europe, and the fact that LGBT people are still a vulnerable group. And when these two things are put together, they become one of the most vulnerable groups in Europe. So this project is born out of the understanding that we need to better support this population. So we need to equip professionals and volunteers to be more responsive to their needs. So the project aims are to share and develop good practices in the area of supporting LGBT migrants and refugees. So developing good practices in which professionals are supported to better be able to do their work, basically. Developing innovative evidence-based user-led educational tools. So for that we carried out research in all the national research, so in all the 5 different partners country, in which we build the evidence to then build tools to better support these professionals. Then another aim is to design and pilot evidence-based, user-led effective strategies for enhancing skills for adult learners, so professionals that are supporting these migrants, and helping the target group, professionals again, that are supporting LGBT migrants, to challenge their own biases and improve their skills in providing tailored and culturally sensitive services, because as you're going to see from the findings, these professionals often also have their own biases. They are not immune to homophobic and stereotypical views of LGBT migrants. So the main outputs for this project are four outputs. The first one is a EU report published in the form of an ebook, which was led by RS. This ebook is composed of national research, so each of the partners have carried out research, so a literature review analysis and field work in their own country, and then all the research were collated into an ebook, but there is also a comparative analysis, and this is going to serve as evidence to the next phases of the project. This project is in the first year, and the first output we have just released. So if you want to read the findings that we're going to present here, like in form of a report, please go to our website. So I put here the link of the project website and the specific link for the report, which is the project website, and then /download/374. So if you also want a reference to the report, please use this link, because it's really important that we download directly from the website so that we can monitor how the dissemination of this project output is going. This is quite important to understand the impact that this project is having. The second output of this project is the design and piloting of a face-to-face CPD accredited training, which is going to be led by our partners Anziano from Italy. And this training is also going to be piloted here in Athens, either in October or November. We're still deciding. After the piloting, the idea is that we're going to deliver this training in each of the partner countries, and we're going to deliver to a minimum of 2 different institutions where there are professionals that are supporting LGBT migrants and refugees. The third output of this project is a design and launch of a free CPD accredited online training, which is going to be based on the face-to-face training and on the learnings of the face-to-face training. And this is going to be led by our partners Cardet from Cyprus. And the fourth and final output of this project is a final project report, peer-review, which is a peer-review edited book with policy recommendations, tools, and best practices, which is going to bring together all the results of the project and all the process that we went through. And this is going to be led by IKIMOB, our Athens partners that are hosting us today. Next slide. So the most important, I believe the most important part of this project, the most innovative part of this project, is that we have an LGBT advisory board, which ensures that this project remains user-led and participatory and has a bottom-up approach. So this LGBT advisory board is composed by a mix of both professionals and LGBT refugees who are based in the 5 different countries. So all the partners were responsible for reaching out to professionals and LGBT refugees and recruiting them. And now we have 21 different members. And again, a mix of professionals and LGBT refugees, and some that are both LGBT refugees and professionals of this area. Let's just remind that these are not exclusive areas, and actually it is advisable that we encourage that more professionals of these areas have experiences of being an LGBT refugee themselves. In fact, we have some board members here, Armin, who is going to speak soon about his experience, and is going to be speaking in 2 of the panels in the afternoon. And there are also more members in the audience. There's also Monica that presented in the previous panel. And we also encourage people to reach out to us if you want to be involved in the advisory board. The recruitment is still ongoing, and there are still 3 different outputs of this project to be delivered. So you can input and feedback on our work, and we really value your participation. The commitment that we ask from advisory board members is to communicate via a Facebook group, which is a closed Facebook group. So we protect your identity, and we meet more or less on a 3-month basis, but if there are pressing issues, then we call a meeting sooner. And the meetings happen via Skype, so all the members have an opportunity to participate regardless of where they are based. So the responsibility of the idea of the advisory board is to input and feedback on all phases of the project. So the first phase, research, the responsibility, they come in the sense that they advise us, or they already did that, right? They advise us on the questions asked during the fieldwork, reviewed and feedback on the country chapters for output 1. Phase 2, training and development. They also going to advise us on the topics that should be covered in the training, and we'll review the training materials during the production stage. And finally, the third phase is dissemination. They will, I can't read that. Yeah, well, they will support us in the dissemination. Also, obviously, because they are professionals of the area, and because they are LGBT refugees, they have, like a network of people that they can reach out to and help us disseminating the materials. They are already helping us to do so, but also providing us names of organizations and of professionals that we can reach out also to send the online training and to invite to the piloting of the face-to-face training. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ τη Ρόζα Χάιμερ για την παρουσίαση του έργου EpsiLon και να προχωρήσουμε τώρα στην παρουσίαση των αποτελεσμάτων της έρευνας που έχει γίνει στο Ηνωμένο Βασίλειο, την Ιταλία, την Κύπρο, την Ολλανδία και την Ελλάδα. Ξεκινώντας με την Ολλανδία, θα μας μιλήσει η Γιολάντα Έλφερινγκ και η Μισελ Έμεν από την οργάνωση Movizy της Ολλανδίας.
Kalimera everyone, good afternoon. My name is Michelle and I'm here with my colleague Yolanda. And we would like to share in a really short presentation some interesting things about our national research. Some things about the methodology and about our main findings. But before I start with that, I would like to say something about the process of the research, because we met a lot of great people on our way. Like Rosa said, we tried to reach out to our target groups. 2 of them are here, Carla and Armin, and they will also tell something about their organizations in Holland, because they are both part of a good practice, so they talk about that later. Next slide, please. So, Yolanda and I work at Movizy, that's the Netherlands Center for Social Development, and we are working on our mission, which is on the sheet, by researching, by advising and by training professional organizations, volunteer organizations, and also government organizations. Next.
During the field research for the EpsiLon project, we focused on LGBTI asylum seekers and refugees who came recently to the Netherlands. We asked for their experiences, their needs, interventions, for support, but also for the acceptance in the Netherlands. Because maybe you think LGBTI are completely accepted in the Netherlands. We also facing problems and taboos, and especially regarding to LGBTI asylum seekers and refugees in the centers, but also in society. I think it's a little bit similar to Norway, like Monica mentioned. So there are still gaps, and I think Carla, you can also tell more about it, maybe even now, a little bit about you give shelter to people as a volunteer in your home.
Yeah. My name is Carla Peters. I'm 66, mother, grandmother, and foster mother of an Afghanistan boy. He is straight. I'm straight. So sometimes I tell, well, we have the same hobby. That's nice. That makes kind of connection. And I help mostly the most traumatized ones. I keep them in my house. So the last 4 years I always have refugees in my house for a year, half a year, because they can't cope in the camps. Lately I had a Turkish gay guy, and he lost 20 kilos of weight in 2 months in a camp because of the harassment and really. And now I have a Jordanian man who has has a disease. He was harassed every night. And also even with the COAs, like the members who work there.
COA provides shelter to asylum seekers in the Netherlands.
Yeah, so somebody didn't like LGBTs, but he should take care of them. And he put one of the men into the room of the one who was the biggest bastard of the whole camp, just to punish him. So it's not easy. They hardly get any money. There is not real security, because also in the LGBT community, in the camps, there are fake gays, and often criminal fake gays. So they harass them anyway. Nobody dares to complain because they're afraid that it will damage their asylum procedure. And also, I'll give one example. One of the transgender had cut her wrists, and there was a girl with a Turkish background. She looked upon the girl on the bleeding wrists, was laughing and said, "You did it all wrong, and why the hurry? You go to hell anyway." That kind of things we have too.
So that's also a reality in the Netherlands?
Yeah, and Armin was my client, then he became my friend, and now we are colleagues too. So now we are friends and colleagues. And he works for another organization, me mostly with Eastern people. I'm also trying to learn Arabic. And he lives in the north of Holland, and he works for another asylum support.
Thank you so much. Maybe you can tell about it later more.
Yeah.
First about our research. It consisted of literature research, but we also interviewed 7 asylum seekers and refugees, 7 depth interviews, and 13 volunteers and professionals working with LGBTI asylum seekers and refugees. Because of this, I can say we are really into the community now, so we receive many questions now for support, what to do. Also, for example, people who need to go back to Greece or Italy because of the Dublin or Schengen agreement. So, yeah.
Next slide. Well, something about the context of asylum seekers and refugees in the Netherlands. First of all, every asylum seeker that wants to get a residence permit has to see the Immigration and Naturalization Service. We call it the IND. And the IND is doing interviews, is interrogating the asylum seeker. And in these interviews, the personal story is really, really important. So if someone is LGBTI, they have to tell it in the interview. But as we all know, a lot of times they won't do it because they don't trust the officer, because they are afraid, because they have really bad experiences with government in their own country. So that's hard. And next there is the Central Agency for the Reception of Asylum Seekers, the COA, we call it. And they provide shelter, subsistence, they can make access to healthcare possible for asylum seekers. And in these shelters, like Carla explained, there's also a lot of problems like bullying, like violence, and LGBTIs. Most of the times they won't disclose their sexual orientation or gender identity there, so no support for them in these shelters. Next slide. So we, in our research, we asked questions about experiences and needs with regards to the support. We asked those questions at professionals and volunteers and at LGBT asylum seekers and refugees. And here are our main findings, and I would like to highlight 3 of them. Like the first one, the IND procedure and the Constitution of the Netherlands is often not clear for the asylum seeker. They don't know what to expect of the procedure. They don't know that we have this Constitution with our Article 1 that is against discrimination, so they don't know that it's completely legal to disclose and to open up. So that's an important one. And we also found out that the staff at the IND, at the COA, the people who are working with asylum seekers and refugees, should be a lot more diverse. So more bicultural LGBT staff, and this should be a norm instead of an exception. That's really important. And last one, LGBTIs also can use a lot of education about what it actually means to be LGBTI and how you can deal with possible mental problems, social problems. So workshops or trainings or lectures are also needed. Next slide.
I will highlight the most important findings for improving the acceptance. Because we only have a few minutes, I will only mention two. In the Netherlands, we have the Declaration of Participation that refugees have to sign when they receive their residence status. In that declaration, well, it stands that you sign for the values and norms of the Netherlands, so that you accept them. And the respondents told us this declaration should be signed earlier, so during the procedure. And we also be aware that the immigration office, but also people working in shelters, among there are also homophobic people, so better screening for that. Sorry, I thought it was a slide, sorry. You can read more about it in the ebook. It's a free download. But luckily we also have a lot of good practices in the Netherlands.